Hey, everybody, you're about to watch a clip from our podcast on E3. We're going to talk about the Ubisoft conference today. So, yes, that means Watch Dogs. Yes, that means Assassin's Creed. And, yes, Gods and Monsters. And stay tuned.
We're starting right now. All right, so Bethesda was really good.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Ubisoft.
I know. I'm trying to hit the gym more.
Again?
Come on.
The conference.
Oh!
We talked about this.
It started out well.
It did.
I thought it lasted a little long.
So I did too. So Ubisoft every year is one of those conferences where I'm like, either this is going to be awesome or it's going to be meh.
How do you feel this was?
I
thought this was above meh.
It was above meh, but it wasn't awesome.
It was pleasant.
It was meh.
It was like, all right, Dad, here we go.
Yeah, so 2019 for Ubisoft was very interesting. We started out with
This might sound talent, bro. I'll just do this.
Just do this. We started out with Assassin's Creed Symphony and the tour. They announced it, which is definitely a response, in my opinion, to the Legend of Zelda Symphony thing. So it's basically going to be a tour that a live symphony orchestra will be doing all the Assassin's Creed music, and they'll show a bunch of the games in the background. And you can pay to apparently watch it.
Is it? Do they have that big? I mean, I like Assassin's Creed.
No,
is the music?
Assassin's Creed's hard.
Is Assassin's Creed music that big?
Apparently, and I'm a huge I'm wearing an Assassin's Creed shirt right now. Apparently, I never thought Assassin's Creed music was like on the level of like Legend of Zelda.
Even Legend of Zelda, I was like, really?
No, Legend of Zelda music is enormously popular.
I understand.
Enormously.
I'm just saying.
Blasphemous.
Am I going to a concert to see this?
No, granted, like, I don't know if I'm going to a concert to see. I don't know if I'm paying a lot of money to see a concert, but like
well, I mean, if it's
that,
like $20, I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
come on.
the only one like that I went to was Star Wars in concert.
That makes sense.
But they played like the movie scenes on certain things, and Anthony Daniels hosted it.
Didn't Pokemon do one?
I think they did. Didn't they do it before Detective Pikachu came out?
Maybe I'm just saying nonsense. I don't think so.
Or maybe it was just the guy like on his headset singing the original theme song.
Yeah.
But
I like it, Detective Pikachu. Ryan Reynolds was singing it. You watched
I saw
it?
it. Yeah.
He's like, we would be the very best, and I'm like, oh, Pikachu, no.
No.
Sorry, back to Ubisoft.
But yeah, like the Assassin's Creed Symphony. This is, by the way, all
soft. God.
The look said it all. So this is all we saw of Assassin's Creed,
which I liked
this year. Which I also like because number one, the last game, Odyssey, is huge. So a lot of people are still doing DLC. A lot of people are still like 100%ing it. I'd rather them not have to
take some time,
push and have like a Unity situation on your hands like they did a couple years ago.
They're like, you know what? Let's just focus on the music. We're doing a tour. You're gonna be able to buy the songs online.
I like them giving a break with AC for a while, and focusing on some other games. Which one of them, their biggest game, Watch Dogs Legion.
This game, before we get into it, is not only my favorite from this conference. I think it's my favorite.
Because of the old lady who kicks ass.
I neither can confirm nor deny that I'm going to have a gang of old lady hackers going around shooting people.
Of course. It's the reason, like, literally.
It's great.
They were making this knowing, like, if we put some old fucks in this that are totally badass, people will go nuts for it just for the joke value.
I liked Watch Dogs. I played the first one.
I did
and it was
too.
fine.
I didn't play the second one.
No. But this one, the whole concept of, like, you have different agents. You could hire this guy and this guy. They all have different skills. And then your gang could be whoever you want it to be. It could be a bunch of street rats. It could be a bunch of business professionals, or it could be the old ladies who invented hacking. And
I love that.
The old biddies are coming here, and we're taking over.
When she hops the fence and hits the guy with the back of the gun,
when she helped the guy behind her, she's wearing like this crazy mask, and I'm like, all right, why is this old lady wearing this crazy mask?
She's got like a schoolgirl outfit from like 37 on.
Right, and then she has like a gun with a silencer. Hits the guy, turns around, bam! I was like, oh, grandma, stop killing people.
And then takes the bus home.
Takes the bus home.
She's out like feeding the birds and shit.
But I do like how the customization aspect of you could put different helmets and gear on the characters. I thought that was really nice.
I also like that everyone is basically a playable character, which to me is cool, but there has to be a limit to it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There has to be a limit to how many operatives you could get.
Exactly. Like there's gonna be storylines that kind of like mix and gel, and like you'll see a lot of similarities or maybe play over again. But the expanse
and maybe I think
of it,
some of them have to die when you play them. Like there's no way to avoid it.
Yeah, 100%. And basically, like I still want to know more about the storyline.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they're trying to fight back. They're like, welcome to the resistance. This is everybody.
Basically, it's like almost like a futuristic. It's set in London.
Yes.
Which is really cool. It comes out March 6th, 2020. So fiscal year 1 of 2020.
Business terms.
So that's going to be a huge game for the beginning of the year. My questions are storylines. It seems like every person you recruit, like once you play through their origin story of like either saving them or taking care of something that causes them to the resistance, then you go back into basically the game. I wonder how many origin stories are going to be that are different too.
I think that there has to be a limit of how many people you can get.
There's got to be.
And maybe like if you get the old lady and like, all right, now you unlock the old lady and her squad.
That'd be
so you don't have to play all like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do like a billion old lady missions.
No, yeah, it's probably like you unlock like one type of character. And then you have access to different people in that world.
One of the missions is going to be you have to knit a sweater for your grandson.
Oh my god!
It's going to
with nanites in it.
Nanites.
Create an Iron Man suit for him.
It's going to have like chainmail armor threaded through it. So
I love you 3000 with a cheeseburger on it.
That'd be awesome. So yeah, Watch Dogs Legions looked really good.
I'm loving it.
And that kind of started off the show with.
The whole Ubisoft. They had the music, and then that I'm like, all right, you're already one of my eyes.
Yes. Another left turn that they took, Rob McElhenney came out.
Yeah.
Who is Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
By the way,
which is one of my favorite
jacked.
shows. Oh, he is jacked. He got jacked for last season as a joke because he was fat in the season before.
Yeah.
Like, he got really fat.
He got really fat.
And then got really jacked. And they're like, guys, look how jacked I am. And they're like, yeah, we don't care. Like, why do you keep doing that? Like, because when he was fat, everyone's like, God, you're so fucking fat, Mac. Like, and it was like a running joke. But then he got jacked, and no one cared.
The show's still going, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's out. It's one of my favorite shows on television. It's so funny.
Charlie Day's great.
Charlie Day's
amazing. He's my favorite.
He's amazing.
But yeah, they introduced a new TV series from Ubisoft that's going to be on Apple.
It's going to be on Apple TV right now, an exclusive for Apple TV called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet.
Yeah, so apparently in this world, Mythic Quest is like this. It's like the World of Warcraft of the world. It's the most played MMORPG out there, and they have a new DLC, Raven's Banquet. It's going to change everything. And we see a commercial for it. It's pretty much a commercial for him. He takes off his clothes. She's like, this is ridiculous. And then you see the old little pervy man. He's like, this is splendid.
This is amazing.
And then
old little pervy.
If you guys are fans of Community, Abed, Troy and Abed in the morning, you know, from that, he's in this. He's great.
And all you cinephiles out there, the old guy plays in Amadeus, plays opposite the guy who plays Mozart, Salieri. That's who he is.
Oh, I got one better for you.
What?
For you TV fans out there, the guy from
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
is the main guy in the show.
The creator of It's Always Sunny is in it.
Boom. Is he the creator?
Yeah.
I thought he was the executive producer.
Both. And he's married to Dee in real life.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No. No, he's not married to Dee.
Yes, he is. Dee, who they shit on in the whole show, they're married in real life.
No way.
Yeah. And the waitress.
That must be good for the relationship.
And the waitress who Charlie is obsessed with is his wife in real life.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop. You stop this right now.
God.
No, he's not.
Yeah. The waitress is Charlie's actual wife in real life who hates him in the show.
That's how they get the therapy out.
And
no, there's no more. You're going to say Danny DeVito's really his father? Are you going to tell me that?
No, Dennis's ex-wife who like turned herself into a cat,
the
crazy one, is his wife in real life. Yeah.
I need to get in a fucking movie or something. Everybody's in this.
It's really funny, which makes it to me funnier because of the way they treat each other.
Oh my god, it's great.
Yeah, so it's even funnier because Dennis is always like, you dumb goddamn bitch, you goddamn bitch. Like, that's his wife in real life, and then Charlie's obsessed with the waitress. She wants nothing to do with him. That's his wife, and then...
That is so healthy for the marriages. Then they get home.
Oh,
Did you really mean that, bitch? Honey, no, of course not. Yes. That's what we're saying. I take out the trash yesterday. You fucking dumb bitch.
So that's literally what it was. So like they in that show, that's how like all those relationships, and then Sweet Dee and him are married. So
what about Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito's just Danny DeVito.
Who is he with?
He's just Danny DeVito.
He's just Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, which is great. But yeah, no, this show looks very ridiculously.
Yeah, it
like,
does. It looks great.
Community style funny.
Yeah.
Where like he's basically the producer and creative director of this game. And he has like all these rings, and he's very eccentric, and thinks he's like the greatest. When they first
announced the TV show, they're like, "Oh yeah," and game producer him, and I was like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute."
It was great.
You tricked me. I thought it was a real game at first.
It was great. But yeah, that was really cool. So
Ubisoft.
That's a very big left turn to them. We know Ubisoft had the Assassin's Creed movie, which did not go over well, which was not good, even though they had Michael Fassbender. Bad
writing.
It was rough. I saw it, and it was rough.
Ubisoft then. Sorry to cut you off, but then took a hard right turn with Jonathan Berthal in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and I lost my mind.
John Bernthal, and he brought out his puppy?
Oh, my. Listen to me, Chris. When I was watching, I made it.
Does that one up the Keanu Reeves because the dog was on stage?
He's like, oh, and this is my dog. I forgot the dog's name. I'm so sorry, Jonathan Berthal.
I think it was like Lola or something, and she like laid down and just was like...
He's like, go sit lay down. It was a pit bull puppy.
It was.
Oh, my God. It was so cute. I was like, Jonathan Berthal, you fucker. Not only did you're trying to beat Keanu, you came out great, it's good. You brought the puppy.
And he's the Punisher.
Why'd you bring the dog? Whose dog is that? It's not even in the trailer. There's no dog in it. He just brings a random pitbull puppy on stage because he's a nice man and pitbulls are great.
Because he can.
He's like, I'm tough, and then here's a puppy, and you look at this dog, and I'm like, that's just a dog.
And everyone's like, oh my God, I like doggies.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh yeah, I played some tough people, like Punisher, and then a guy killing zombies. I'm like, yeah, you were Shane, you were Frank, and then you got a puppy. Who's this dog? That was a great moment.
But Ghost Recon Breakpoint, he is the bad guy.
Yeah.
He has an army of soldiers called Wolves.
Yes.
Where he is going to basically go after you and your unit and try and stop whatever it is you are trying to do.
Yes. I thought at first he was a playable character. I'm like, no, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, and I love his like
his hoorah speech.
Hoorah, very like alt-right speech of like
God,
the lineup and the formation and the hand gestures. And I
don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't know what you're doing here. But it looked just like him, like almost like not like cyberpunk level, but it looked really good.
Really like him.
Yeah. Different color scheme.
I might have to buy it just because he's in it.
See, I wonder. I feel like games are doing that now.
Yeah, they're smart.
They're getting you with just like, hey, we know you love this character. We're gonna throw him in this game, and you're gonna buy it because of him. You don't even care about the game.
That's right. Because if Jonathan Berthal wasn't here and it was just a random guy, I'd be like, all right, another war game. We wouldn't be talking about it if Jonathan Berthal and the dog came out.
If John Bernthal wasn't in this, that's a good chance we would not be talking.
100%. We would have mentioned it like what was that game? The 2020 other war game that looked cool with the building on it. We talked about earlier conference.
Oh, the Crossfire X.
Yeah, Crossfire X 2020. We'd be like, yeah, they do another war game. Tom Clancy, whatever. Ghost Recon. Okay. Yep. Jonathan Berthal. We became Muppets.
Turned into the Muppets again.
Oh, I don't think the camera can keep up with my movements. Look, that's how fast I am. I'm like the Flash. I just slapped you. You didn't even notice.
You're like the Flash. You just flash people all over the place.
No, that's not what he does. He does that?
You don't know. He's that fast. He could be like, oh, I just saved you. And walk away and run away again. You don't even know. You're like, what? Flash. We don't know why his name's a Flash. Makes you think about everything, right?
Makes me sick.
Makes me sick.
And speaking of being sick, Tom Clancy Quarantine had a cool trailer. This I'm talking about no matter what.
Rainbow Six, yeah.
Rainbow Six. Usually I'm not big into the Rainbow Six games, but the fact that this had that...
It's their biggest title. It's one of their biggest titles for Clancy.
But the fact that this had, like, you know, them being sick, that guy, like, almost like a horror vibe, got to me. I was like, oh, I'm interested. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I'm not getting either.
It piqued my interest.
I'm on the opposite end. To me, I'm like, yeah, like, to me, I'm like, all right, cool, but, like, we've gotten this with, like, zombies, and it's almost like... Instead of zombies, it's just virus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the same thing.
I'm curious.
For me. It comes out early 2020. And I don't know. I mean, like, there's so many Tom Clancy's games. I know The Division was one of the biggest ones.
All right. Who is Tom Clancy? Didn't he write isn't he like a writer?
Yes, he's an ex-military guy who wrote all these books.
And now he just makes all these games.
He makes crazy money. Well, he gives the creative rights to make the games, yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah, making hella money off of it. But Rainbow Six, the Quarantine is going to be added early 2020.
Well,
as well as Division 2.
Yeah, Division 2, you know, I don't even care. Division 1 was such a flop.
Yeah. Division 2 was better, though. Yeah. Apparently it was a lot better.
Apparently.
But
the movie.
So, yeah, Ubisoft is doubling down on their movies. They're doing a Division movie with, at the moment, we know Jessica Chastain, who we just saw in X-Men, and Jake Gyllenhaal, who will be Mysterio next month. actually like 3 weeks. It's almost here.
Oh wow.
Will both be in the Division
less
movie.
depending on what time we release this.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So they're both attached to the movie. We didn't see a trailer. They just kind of mentioned it's in the works.
But here is the smart thing.
Mm-hmm.
They went smaller.
Yes.
They're going to Netflix.
Yes.
I think that bodes well.
I think that is a very smart move.
I don't think they could have done another theatrical release without getting the backlash.
Yeah, especially with the way movies and video game relations are right now. Like even like the big titles like Tomb Raider didn't do that well in box office.
Yeah.
I would say the best one so far in a while was
Mortal Kombat.
the 90s Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Detective Pikachu
Oh,
had its
great.
own thing, which was very different.
I know
even
a
though
lot
it
of
was
people
based on
didn't
a
like
game.
it.
Huh?
A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it, which I knew was going to happen.
I liked it. I thought it was great. Serviceable.
I thought the Pokemon looked great.
Yeah.
I thought the story was very basic.
Story was fine. For what it needed to be.
I thought it
did what it needed.
Again, yes, I agree. I thought it did what it needed to do. So like I would say that would be one of the better video game movies, franchise movies. So
Is that the movie that break the curse? I don't think so.
I don't think so at
I think
all.
the break
No.
the curse has to be like, oh my god, level good.
hopefully Uncharted next year, but we'll see.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be
so
same
either.
level Tomb Raider.
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
But Ubisoft is setting up a subscription service.
See,
You play in Ubisoft. It's going to be for the PC. It's going to be $15 a month.
Yep.
It's also going to be on Stadia 2020.
in 2020, so Stadia's building that up. So that means that sounds like to me,
Stadia getting support.
Stadia gets almost
nice.
all the library from Ubisoft. You're talking Assassin's Creed. You're talking, Watch Dogs 1 and 2. You're talking
Which makes
all the
sense.
Tom Clancy games, which makes sense, which would be good for Stadia.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Huge game that came out that I really, really want to watch and play. Roller Champions.
I want to know a lot more about this game.
This
To
looks
me,
like the new Rocket League.
It looks like the new Rocket League in more of a To me, it's Rocket League mixed with Splatoon almost. Like you have the characterization, meaning like you
'Cause
have
you have the
the
characters?
characterization. It's not like a shooter, but it has that Splatoon style of like all the characters are very colorful. They're
Okay,
very
the colorful,
cartoonish.
colorful.
But obviously that Rocket League style of play, of that kind of craziness.
It looks great.
You're rolling around a track. I want to see a lot more of this.
I want this game to get so good that this becomes
Esports arena Rocket League style.
Not even that. This becomes real life, and we start playing this game.
Well, they do have roller
Yeah,
stuff.
they
right?
have roller derby. Yeah, who watches roller derby?
Nobody.
I mean, like this.
Yeah.
And they're throwing the thing and the thing. I think it'd be great.
It's like Quidditch with roller skates, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to throw the ball through the hoop.
Oh my God!
Circle.
You're gonna see a lot of kids start rollerblading after this. They're gonna be like, "Hey, mom, look, we're outside!" Ha ha!
But yeah, I want to see more Mickey. I want to.
Hey,
but
Mickey's
yeah, I
in your
definitely
kids, man. What are you gonna do?
I want to see more of this. I want to see more gameplay. We didn't really see much gameplay.
No, I do want to see more gameplay.
I want to see how it runs.
Are you
and
adding this to your? I was gonna say pull list, but we're not. We're doing a video games episode. Not
I'm
comics.
adding this to my maybe I will get this. Depending on price. Like, we don't know if it's going to be like a free-to-play game or like it's going to be a full-price game or it's going to be a half-price game.
I'm definitely on the verge of buying it. I want to see gameplay.
I could see it as a downloadable only. Like, maybe like a streaming download only game that's like maybe like $10.
I'm down for this game. I like it.
I think
I
it's
don't know.
really
It
cool.
depends on the price and it depends on how much you can do.
Yeah.
I don't even need a story. I was like, yeah.
No, you don't need a story.
Story would be nice. Like each individual
Maybe.
character, like kind of like in fighting games, like you do the roller rink championship with this person,
Okay.
and you learn everybody. Okay, cool, and then you play.
The game that I think, in my opinion, the one that piqued my most interest was the last one, Gods and Monsters.
Why is that? Comes out in 2020 though.
2020, early 2020, February 25th.
Yes.
Which
It's my
maybe-
birthday.
Is it?
No.
I was about to say, no, it's not. It's a very interesting, almost like Ubisoft's Legend of Zelda.
Yes, it gave me that vibe very strongly.
And it's made from the Assassin's Creed creators.
Yes.
And it's their new IP.
This is what the Assassin's Creed people were doing.
Yes. And it's their new IP, and it's based on ancient Roman Greek mythology, it looks like.
We saw Medusa.
We
real
saw
quick.
Medusa. We saw like the shadow of her with the snake hair. We saw kind of a griffin attacking this main character, this female character who almost was like, reminded me of Kit from Nintendo.
Okay.
With the angel wings.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like getting attacked by this character. The very Breath of the Wild-esque landscapey to it. Like the grass is it's very colorful. It's not dark at all. It's very artistically.
So did
light.
this game get you because of the visual? Obviously, it's because of the visuals.
The
right?
visuals and the possibilities of like a Greek mythology game in that time where it's more mystical than like down in the street
obviously,
level.
like you're gonna interact with the gods. Like they may have mentioned the gods, and then you're gonna interact with monsters. Maybe are you a god? Or are you a human becoming a god?
Maybe a demigod who has to like.
Maybe you're a demigod monster.
Who you're trying to set.
Maybe Zeus fucked Medusa and then it came.
Well, maybe you're trying to like even the world out between the gods and humanity.
Maybe you just keep balancing. Sometimes you have to do bad things.
Or maybe
sometimes
the monsters aren't technically monsters. Maybe it's the humans how gods perceive monsters, or how humans perceive the gods.
You're getting
as
real
monsters.
deep. Okay.
So, like Medusa to me is a monster.
Yeah.
You know, like not really a god. Like she turns you to stone if you look.
She's a monster.
So that's a monster. So maybe it's more like the.
She's a known monster.
To me, it's like your fight. Like to get to the gods, you have to go through like the Minotaurs and the Medusas and like.
Maybe
stuff
it's like God of War-esque.
Yeah, but way lighter. Like to me, it felt like God of War mixed with Breath of the Wild and Zelda in general.
Okay.
But like in a lighter tone. So I'm very interested to see. It's from the Assassin's Creed creator, so you got to guess that the fighting gameplay is going to be pretty cool. To me, this was, besides Watch Dogs Legions, this is probably my pick for the biggest game because I want to know more about Watch Dogs.
Out of Ubisoft, I already told you it's Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, Watch Dogs Legion looks awesome.
You're gonna shoot people.
The granny looks great. They delved into the characters of Watch Dogs. I wanted to know more about the storyline.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll get by March.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gods and Monsters looks really interesting. Could also maybe a touch of Horizon Zero Dawn in Gods and Monsters with that art style. But yeah, I want to know more about that one.
Did you have anything in this that disappoint you?
Not disappointed. I thought it was really funny how like obviously Just Dance is very popular and that's Ubisoft's thing. I'm tired of seeing like idiots on stage dancing for like the same thing every year.
Oh, it was great.
I'm like, whatever.
It's fun.
I think it's funny that like when they show like, oh, Just Dance 2020, it's coming out. It's like PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Wii. They're still making it for the Wii because people are still using it for the Wii.
Wii's big,
which is nuts. But yeah, like nothing really. I don't think anything in this conference for Ubisoft disappointed me.
Nothing disappointed me. I just don't care about Division 2.
Same. Like the Tom Clancy's games, I think have been done to death in my opinion. I think Roller Champions looks really promising. Gods and Monsters looks really promising. Watch Dogs will probably be one of their best games next year.
You know what I think they need to do with Tom Clancy games?
Crossover?
No. Remove Tom Clancy.
Ooh.
The name. Hear me out.
Okay.
Because if you hear a game that's called Quarantine, you're like, oh. But the fact that you hear Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Quarantine, you're like, oh, okay, it's already the same.
I think it's the opposite. I think Tom Clancy's the thing that sells the game.
You think it's what sells it?
Because it has a huge following with the books and everything.
You think?
It's their own book series. People love just that name. If you add the name Tom Clancy, they're selling stuff because it's him.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Those books have been big since I was a kid, since we were kids.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I think it's just so done. Maybe they need to take the Assassin's Creed approach and maybe give it a break.
Okay.
And kind of like, I mean, which they kind of half did, right? They're doing some add-ons with Division 2. They're doing add-ons with Ghost Recon, but they're also making new stuff, right? Like Breakpoint is brand new. Bernthal, people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I also think showing For Honor DLC that was old was a little much.
Yeah, I was like okay.
Why? But that's about it. I thought they did a pretty good job this year. They showed, especially at the end, 2 brand new games that are completely different.
New IP.
New IP that's
nice.
different. Roller Champions has a potential to be huge in the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah.
Gods and Monsters has a chance to be a really big
and fun for kids.
A+ title for them.
You think A+?
Not AAA, just
okay.
A+.
A+. Okay.
That's why I said A+.
Okay.
But like their A-type title, makers of Assassin's Creed, who we know is longevity. Ubisoft rarely makes things in IP that are one games. Everything they make is usually multiple games and storyline.
True.
So you know the first one they're going to want to make big so they can add on to it. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, guys. That wraps up our review of the Ubisoft conference. Stay tuned because next up we have Square Enix.
Enix.
And we'll see you soon.